NoDQ Galaxy. We are live with NoDQ's official predictions video for the 2022 Extreme Rules Premium Live event. We have a 5-person panel tonight to discuss the 6 matches for the event. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, all of the early birds for tuning in early. We very much appreciate it. Jose Garza, Luis Ortiz, Safet, CC Drink, Rihan, Eric, Johnny Boy, Matthew. Thank you all for tuning in early. Calvin Bowman as well. Walter Cruz, we're going to introduce you first. Your thoughts on a scale of 1 to 10, your excitement level. You sent in a super chat to get us going tonight. Says hit, like, share, say yes to NoDQ. Hashtag stick to my shtick, and White Rabbit is revealed. It was me, Aaron. It was me all along.
Yeah, thanks for having me on here. Some matches I'm more excited than other, but overall, I say I'm about a 7, so I'm pretty excited about this.
How about you, TJS? Welcome back. We haven't had you on much lately, but you were on one of the recent videos. How you doing, man?
Doing good. Hope you guys are well. And I'm looking forward to this show, honestly. I'm at an 8, maybe even a 9. The only reason that I'm not at a 10 is because there's no world title match on this show. Actually, there are very few title matches on it. So kind of feel like it has low stakes. But other than that, there's not a match on this card that I'm not pumped for. So 8 to 9. It depends on my mood, I guess we'll say.
You pretty much said everything I was going to say about this. I agree with you 100%. I think that if we had a world title match on this pay-per-view or premium live event, I'd go with a 10 as well. But I'm going to go with a 9. It's a stacked lineup, not a weak match, as you said, TJS. Big G, I know you're happy to be here. Your thoughts on this show?
I'm going to say a 7 out of 10 as well, without Reigns being on there, but we know why, they're saving that for Crown Jewel and Country Redacted. But yeah, 7 out of 10, every card looks pretty good, or not every card, every match looks pretty good.
Botch.
And, each match has a stipulation, which is what Extreme Rules is all about. So, like I always say, let's get this ball rolling, baby.
Yeah, 6 matches, keep it nice and simple. That was what was so great about the NXT takeovers back in the day. They were usually 5 matches. You don't need too much. 6 matches, I think, is perfect for a main roster show. Noah Foster, since Triple H is in charge, back in the day, we had to call it a sports entertainment event, but now we can call it an event of professional wrestling.
Damn it.
Damn it.
But I digress. And I definitely agree with you, Aaron. So once again, hello, everybody. NoDQ Galaxy, wrestling fans and friends galore. It's good to be back with y'all here once again on NoDQ. And I definitely agree with a lot of you. I'm definitely a 9 out of 10. This show, despite its name, actually follows the gimmicks. We literally have matches based on rivalries, based on grudges, each with their own identity, where the quality matches the quantity. It's not overstat, it's not oversaturated, it's not pointlessly filtered. And also, it feels like the length of a takeover to a degree. Only 6 matches. For once in a long time, I could truly say I'm excited for a WWE Premium Live Event, whatever the hell you want to call it. This should be an excellent show, to say the least, Saturday.
All right, let's get right into it, everybody. In chat room, leave your thoughts, your predictions, and some of them will be put up on the screen as we go through this. We're going to kick this off with a banger. Banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. We got Imperium going up against the Brawling Brutes. 6-man tag team match. Not just any 6-man tag team match, but a good old-fashioned Donnybrook, which means it's going to be weapons and chaos, carnage. It's going to be a fun time. This will be an excellent match. I could see this opening the show. Now, Noah, I'm going to say this right now. As far as my prediction goes, I'm not so sure because I do not know who is going to leave SmackDown as the Intercontinental Champion. We got Gunther defending against Sheamus in a rematch. Here's what I'm thinking. If Gunther retains, I think the Brawling Brutes are going to win at the Premium Live event. But if Sheamus wins the IC title, I think Imperium is going to win. So if Sheamus wins the title on Friday, I'm going to have to change my pick last minute. But as of right now, I'm thinking Gunther retains. So I'm going to say that Brawling Brutes win. I may change it, though, if there is
Aaron, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, it all depends on Friday.
Yeah, so this is a hard one to call because we don't know what's going to happen on Friday. So we'll go through this real quick. Walter, we'll start with you. Anything you would like to add to that?
Yeah, like I'm right with you. Like I really think it depends on Friday. So as of right now, I'll say the Brutes are gonna win, but I might change it if Sheamus wins the title too. So it all depends on SmackDown.
All right, TJS, what do you think?
I think that Sheamus is not going to beat Gunther, and I think that Imperium is going to beat or are going to beat the Brawling Brutes. I don't think there's going to be any hope for the Brawling Brutes. I think that they're wanting to push Imperium as a strong faction, and I think that they're going to sweep the Brawling Brutes both Friday and Saturday. That's just what I think.
Bold prediction there from TJS, but that's why we have you on. Kayfabe Candy Ass thinks that Sheamus has to win because he's too hot. You can't tease the fans too long. Big G, Sheamus has been red hot, like arguably the hottest he's ever been coming off of that match at Clash at the Castle. I mean, what do you think is going to happen here on SmackDown and then the pay-per-view?
Right. Well, I think obviously they're going to main event on Friday night. It has to. It's for the IC title. But you have European wrestling colliding with British strong style in a way, and it should be one hell of a match. But I'm going to go with the Brawling Brutes as well. But, if Sheamus does win on Friday, then obviously I will change my pick to Imperium because Di Mata is highly.
Well, regardless of who wins, Noah, this is going to be a hell of a match. What are your thoughts?
Again, Clash at the Castle, Walter versus Sheamus was my match. That was so damn incredible. And you're right. Based on WWE booking, even in the Triple H era, it does feel like regardless, the domino effect will be 50-50 booking. So that really comes down to what do I see the future of the Intercontinental Championship being? Not necessarily the future of these trios here. Since Imperium was reformed back at Clash the Castle, I feel they need traction to build themselves as a force to be reckoned with on the main roster. So that being said, regardless of what happens on Friday, I still stand by Yaling Yanalo and, of course, the Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel. Of course, I remember former names. Regardless, I will always believe in Imperium. For as he said in German, I will say it in English. The Macht is sacred. Even in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook that should be at a bar or a pub somewhere. I got Imperium.
All right.
You know what, Aaron? I almost wouldn't start with this match because I think it'll set the bar too high and then kind of let all the other matches go down. Like,
Sheamus was part of the bar.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that.
Let's figure out this. We're in Philadelphia. It's Extreme Rules. You got to have a fight breakout because that's just the background of the birthplace of ECW. This will be the middle of the show just to give somebody something fun to enjoy. A bunch of people punching each other in the face with who knows what. Maybe a bar stool.
Yeah, maybe. And keep in mind, Solo Sikoa could be in line at some point for the Intercontinental title, but we'll see what happens. It's going to be interesting how this all plays out on Saturday. Not just this match, but the other matches as well.
Exactly.
And with that, we'll move on to the next match to talk about. We got Edge going one-on-one with Finn Balor. This is one of the biggest matches of Balor's career, in my opinion. Maybe even bigger than his match against Roman Reigns last year, even though that was for the Universal title. For some fans, this is a dream match with these guys. Now, the question is, will the veteran Edge pick up the win, or will Finn Balor? Well, Finn's a bit of a veteran too. Will he score the biggest win of his career, arguably, against the Rated R superstar? So Big G, I'm going to throw it over to you first on this one. What do you see happening in this encounter between former leader of the Judgment Day against the current member?
So we had Edge and Rey Mysterio pick up the win at Clash at the Castle. And then Edge was taken out briefly. Oh, God, this is so hard to...
And it is an I Quit match. I forgot
to... It's an I Quit match. I mean, I figured Edge would be out for a little bit longer. But I'm going to go with Edge here with the I Quit match.
Now, wait a minute. Did Edge say the words I quit during his promo? Because I'm thinking Royal Rumble 99.
No.
It's been a while since we've seen.
You're right.
You're right.
I got a theory on what's gonna happen.
Okay, so
I'm gonna stick with Edge to get the win here, though.
Okay, so we're gonna throw it over to Walter now because he has a theory. Let's hear it.
And not Austin either.
Right.
I think right now WWE is really pushing Judgment Day, and they're strapping the rocket to Finn Balor. So I think he's gonna win, but I think Edge is gonna do a sacrificial I Quit. They're either gonna have his wife like neck in a chair and like threaten to stomp it or something, and if he doesn't say I quit, they'll do that. Or Rey Mysterio, they have Rey Mysterio, and something's gonna happen where it's like a sacrificial I quit. They're not gonna make him say I quit because they beat him down so bad, but it's gonna be more like a sacrifice. He has to quit to save somebody else. That's the theory I think is gonna happen.
Yeah, that's a good one. And that they did something like that the night after the Royal Rumble. I think Triple H had an I Quit match with The Rock, and they put Chyna in a chair or something, and Triple H had to say I quit so they wouldn't break her neck, but then it was all a setup and she turned against him.
Yeah. They haven't mentioned that Beth Phoenix is going to be there, but if she's in the crowd, I feel like Judgment Day is going to grab her and like put her in some holder and put her neck in the chair or something. It's going to be a sacrificial I quit for sure.
Or maybe they come up with something creative that we haven't seen before to get out of this match and have Finn Balor pick up the win. I am going to say this. I want Balor to win. I think he needs the win. Edge doesn't need the win. However, Edge is the veteran, and he's the big star, and I just have this feeling Edge is going to win. So I want Balor to win, but my pick is Edge to win this match. He's not going to quit, and he'll pick up the victory by hook or by crook. He'll get Balor to quit. But TJS, do you think there could be some kind of shenanigans?
Yeah, I think the Judgment Day will hold a gun to Beth Phoenix's head and say, if you don't quit, we will shoot her.
Wow. What the hell, TJS?
That could happen. That could happen.
You never know.
But no, legitimately, I think, man, Walter made a good point about the sacrificial I quit, because my original mindset was, well, Edge is he's gonna look like a bitch if he quits. He's the baby face. He's telling this big comeback story, and if he says I quit, then you're pretty much you're nullifying all of that. But in a way, it could make him look even more noble if he sacrifices the match to rescue Beth or something. Oh man, this is tough.
I threw a wrench in your plan.
Yes, you did.
And we don't know what role AJ Styles might play either.
Yeah. I'm ready for this feud to be over with. So I'm just gonna say that Edge wins. But that's probably wrong. I could really see that sacrifice thing happening. Because I feel like they're eventually gonna want to do a mixed tag match, right? With Beth and Edge versus Rhea and Finn. Okay, I'm just going with Edge before I talk myself out of it. I choose Edge.
All right, well, now it's up to Noah to give us a maybe persuading pick that could change TGS's mind.
Or my
Let's
mind.
be honest here, guys. The story here in the long haul is not Judgment Day versus Edge, nor Finn Balor versus Edge. It is Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio. I absolutely agree with the idea of a sacrificial lamb, Walter Cruz's philosophy, but I'm thinking Dominic comes into play here to the point that Edge literally stands in Finn Balor's way, and Finn has Dominic on his side. The two team up together. Somehow shenanigans all aside, Rey Mysterio is going to have a choice between his son or his friend, and that will be the deciding factor in the end. I do feel like at some point we're going to get Rhea Ripley versus Beth Phoenix, but I see it more being one-on-one. I don't think we need another mixed tag, personally. And Edge, he already talked about he might be done next time they're in Canada, which could be literally in less than a year. So in the long run, what are you trying to do? You're trying to build Dominic for the future. That's got to involve him at the end facing his actual father, not his new poppy, Rhea Ripley, for probably match for his career. In order for that to be set up, Finn Balor has to get the win. Besides, he lost freaking last year in the freaking main event. If this is going to be the main event of the show, he needs to get the win back, and he absolutely deserves it, just being himself and the prototypical leader of Judgment Day. Finn Balor wins, and we continue also the tease of Finn Balor and AJ come together or face each other. Let's not forget about the AJ Styles factor that's coming into play in this story too. But I have Judgment Day prevailing to not add Extreme Rules.
All right. Well, TJS may have changed his mind, so let's hear it.
Yeah, I have to change my pick because I think that they're gonna do the mixed tag at Crown Jewel. That's a big match to do over there, and I think that's what they're gonna do. I don't want to see it personally, but I think that's what they're gonna.
It depends on when Rhea Ripley's cleared. I haven't heard anything about her being cleared yet.
Surely
I wouldn't mind the one-on-one Noah brought out. I didn't even think about that match. That would be a hell of a match. Beth and
great.
Rhea.
Aaron, now I'm thinking again since she's injured. Finn Balor is my pick. I'm sticking to that.
I am the influencer. Quit being fickle. Big G, I saw you rubbing your head.
Yeah, I'm going to change my pick too.
Aaron, do you want us to?
Did everybody pick Balor?
Yeah.
Except you.
I'm sticking with Edge because I'm behind in the rankings right now. And speaking of which, I should pull up the NoDQ rankings right now.
I'm way below.
So as you guys can see, Son Goshiku is in first. My wife is in second, tied with Mikey T. And TJS is in fourth place. And then I'm in fifth place with Kayfabe and Steve-O and Noah. So as far as I'm concerned, I got to try to get up in the leaderboard or just fall further behind. I got to take a chance. I'm going to stick with Edge. To hell with it.
I admire your gumption.
All right. So now we'll move on to the next match. And like I said, not a weak match on this show. I feel like every match has the potential to be, at the very least, a really good match. So we have a strap match, not a Yappa Pie Indian strap match, just a standard strap match. Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross. Noah, I'm going to throw it over to you first. Karrion's first big premium live event match on the main roster. Drew McIntyre is coming off a loss at Clash at the Castle. What do you think is going to happen?
I feel like right now they're trying to reset Drew McIntyre, but Karrion Kross needs something. And after that botched fireball spot, which Drew McIntyre also holds against himself, but never surprised him being 20 years in the business, something bigger has to come out of this. And why Walter is wearing that particular shirt, and maybe some people remember Lucha Underground and think maybe Karrion Kross has something to do with this White Rabbit, and whether or not that tease comes into play. It's a strap match. It's basically a no disqualification match. They don't got to touch four corners, but the strap can be used as a weapon. It could even be involved in the decision. He could literally trap him in that straitjacket and literally hang him on the ropes. I got Karrion Kross coming out winning because everybody pays the toll. And Drew McIntyre needs to at this point.
All right. What do you think, Big G?
Yeah, this should be a really good match between the two. You know, Karrion Kross, like we're trying to forget the whole gladiator thing that Vince brought up. Yeah, you're welcome. It's like stuck in the back of my brain.
That was a stupid idea from Bad Creative. How dare you bring that up?
Anyways, we're trying to erase that, and they brought back in Karrion Kross with this whole NXT theme with Scarlett back, the whole black and white, the whole smoke, the whole 9 yards. Like you said, Drew just came off a loss at Clash at the Castle, but I'm going to go with Karrion Kross here as well, too. You need to, if Triple H is serious about Karrion Kross, this is the way to do it. Make it more serious. And I like Noah's idea with the strap match and putting in the cross jacket and winning that way.
All right, so now we'll see if Walter agrees with Noah and Big G.
Yeah. Oh, is this one of the touch each corner of the ropes, or you can still
No.
I don't
pin
know.
strap matches?
Well, yeah, I don't.
It's a regular strap match, like when the Fiend Bray Wyatt faced the former Daniel Bryan, now Bryan Danielson, for the championship back at a Royal Rumble last year.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm thinking this might be where the White Rabbit would be revealed, or some kind of lights off and some kind of distraction where it'll distract Drew, and then Kross can win. I mean, that's a cheap way to do it, but I mean, this is kind of hard to predict because Drew is coming off the Clash of the Castle loss, but Kross, this is like Aaron said, this is his first PLE major since coming back. So, I almost think you gotta go with Kross. I don't think Kross can afford to lose this because it'll just ruin his whole comeback. It just ruin everything he's worked for if you just sacrifice him to Drew all of a sudden. So I'm gonna go with Kross, but it might not be so clean. It might be a QR code, the lights turn red. Something's gonna happen to where Kross can take advantage of it, and Drew, being a stupid babyface, gets distracted.
All right, TJS, what are your thoughts?
Oh man,
You gonna agree with the other three?
who are you guys picking? You're picking Kross, right?
TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Man, so I did confirm on WWE.com that this is pinfall or submission, so it's not the four corners. If it were the four corners, then I could see Kross winning. But since it isn't, I have to say Drew wins. It's not going to hurt Kross to lose to Drew, I don't think, because this is Drew McIntyre that we're talking about. And I think Drew versus Gunther might be, I could see Drew dethroning Gunther down the road. Maybe they're trying to rebuild Drew from that or for that. So yeah, I have to go with Drew. I don't think it's going to hurt Kross to lose.
Okay.
To McIntyre.
Yeah, Scarlett's an X factor too. None of us mentioned Scarlett. We don't know what role she'll play in this.
Truth be told, though, Scarlett doesn't really get involved on Karrion Kross's matches. She's more so just in the corner there that kind of like, has this aura or some chant at times that brings Kross back into a fight. Shades of what happened back in our NXT Big G when he took on Finn Balor. So I don't see her getting further involved than that, especially physically.
This is another tough one for me to predict. I agree that Kross needs the win. However, I feel like coming off of a big loss at Clash at the Castle, Drew needs a win. It's a tough one, man. It is a tough one. But TGS, you made a really good point. If this was just touch the corners, I think I would lean towards Kross. But like I said with the previous match, I want Karrion Kross to win, but my prediction is Drew McIntyre wins. And it'll be a fight. So Kross will look about as strong as possible in defeat. But Drew McIntyre will get the win here.
That's why I asked what kind of strap, because they weren't clear. Did they actually say it?
No, I had to look it up on. I looked it up on WWE.com and the
at
article.
least they provided it there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, this is probably the toughest one to call for me personally.
Yeah, I mean these matches are not easy to predict, in my opinion. I think for all of them, there's no real clear winner. Although maybe for this one, let's get to this one. I'm curious to get everybody's thoughts on this one. So we got Liv Morgan defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Ronda Rousey, and this will be an Extreme Rules match at Extreme Rules. Why not? Could end up being the main event since it is an Extreme Rules match. We'll see what they put as the main event. I mean, WWE likes to put the women on top whenever there's an opportunity. So we'll see what happens. It's Ronda Rousey. She could be in the main event spot here. So what happens now? Is Liv Morgan's run going to come to an end? Does anybody really see her beating Ronda Rousey? TJS, I'm going to start with you on this one. What do you think is going to happen?
I think Liv is losing. I thought she was going to lose last month, the last show. No, I'm sorry. I think this is probably it for her reign, and I think that Charlotte's going to come back to feud with Ronda, and they'll probably have that match at Crown Jewel as well. Charlotte versus Ronda. They'll do it again. Run it back. Yeah, I in no way could I see Liv beating Ronda here. I just can't see that happening. I think that she's had a good little run, but I think it's about time to shift it over to Ronda.
Yeah, Christopher made a great point here. This could be where we see Shayna Baszler interfere and help Ronda win back the title, cementing Ronda Rousey as a heel, getting her paired up with Shayna Baszler. And Brandon brought up Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey for WrestleMania 39. If that's your direction, which has been rumored, I think now's the time to get that title on Rousey and build her up as a heel champion and set up Becky Lynch as the babyface challenger for WrestleMania. They finally have their one-on-one match in California at WrestleMania. So, yes, I do think Ronda Rousey will win, and I could definitely see the Shayna Baszler interference playing a significant role in the outcome. So, Big G, what are your thoughts?
This should be a good match. Liv's had the title now since Money in the Bank. She's beaten Ronda twice already. I do see Shayna Baszler coming out and helping her. So I'm going to go with Ronda to regain the SmackDown Women's title.
All right. Noah Foster, what do you think?
Jeez. Liv Morgan's one of those that we followed for the longest time. She became WWE's underdog. Now she's become the prototypical champion that you don't really know whether to cheer or boo. And is she treated the face or the heel here? And now you're finally getting shades of the Ronda Rousey everyone expected to get since day one, the take no bullcrap from anybody type person. And then these little teases with her and Shayna talking about what's better than actually winning is revenge. Shayna has lost to Liv Morgan. Ronda, she got caught by Liv Morgan. Both of them have a chip on their shoulder. Ronda and Shayna, first step towards taking over the WWE, getting the SmackDown Women's Championship. It almost sounds like it writes itself, with Ronda being also the only woman on the main banner for this show, and this being the match literally named after the premium live event. This show almost sounds like it was written for Ronda Rousey to come out as the ultimate, you don't like me as champion, too bad, so sad, come out in the end as champion. So, unfortunately, I got to agree with the consensus here. I do think Ronda Rousey will regain it. What's to come next? I hope we don't continue running back the same old never-ending story with Charlotte Flair, but it seems like they really have no other option, especially with Becky out injured. But yeah, I got Ronda breaking Liv and coming out with the belt.
All right, and Walter, we'll wrap it up with you.
Well, shout out to Jeff Meacham, but here's the thing. WWE always has a curveball on a PLE, and I feel like this might be the one because it's kind of obvious Ronda's going to win, right? But
it really is.
I feel like somebody backstage, whether it's Triple H, somebody is behind Liv, like pushing her, because every time we think she's going to lose or not do it, it's like she pulls it out. So I feel like she has somebody in creative or writing, somebody's backing, and it's like they want to push her regardless, like whether it's down our throats all the time to the point we get sick of her and then she goes heel or something. But I mean, I guess the safe pick is Ronda. I'll go with Ronda, but I wouldn't be shocked if Liv somehow pulls it out. This might be the one curveball that WWE throws at us.
I mean, Liv says, watch me. And again, she has proven that she can survive, but she can also wrestle. Big G, I think you pretty much had in the back of your mind, Shayna was going to break her, and Liv was able to outdo her. So, again, Liv might surprise us, but do you go with the obvious, or do you, throw a Hail Mary?
And who's to know? What if Shayna helps Liv and beats up Ronda and they start a feud instead of being together? That'd be a great one-on-one match that two MMA people and fighting. And that'd be a strong, maybe a Royal Rumble event, something. That'd be a strong match. So we never know. Like Ronda. We just think Shayna would be there for Ronda, and what if she helps Liv?
Hey, never say never. Anything is possible.
That's definitely a thought. I'll keep that in mind when we look at the go home, if any go home happens this Friday.
Right. Yeah. There might be something that could change our opinions, but that's Friday and we're here Tuesday night doing predictions. So that's just how it goes. All right. Now we'll move on to the other women's championship match for the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair going up against Bayley in a ladder match. Now I'll go first on this one. When we had this match announced, my thought process was, well, you know what? I think it's time for a change. Bayley winning the title, I think, is overdue. And in a ladder match, Bayley can win the title and Bianca does not have to be pinned or submitted in a ladder match. However, on Raw Monday, that angle, they beat down Bianca pretty damn hard. And now I'm not so sure. And on top of that, you have to think about Charlotte Flair. She teased a match with Bianca Belair. I could see Becky going over to SmackDown to feud with Ronda Rousey, and Charlotte goes back to Raw and feuds with Bianca Belair. So I had to think about this one a lot because when we were talking about this match last week, I thought Bayley was going to win. But now I'm leaning towards Bianca retaining the title, and I'm going to go ahead and say Bianca Belair retains it, but I'm not super confident on it. My feeling now is that Bianca will win. And keep in mind too, when Rhea Ripley is back in action, she's another heel challenger. Yeah. So I think in a way, even though I'm kind of burned out on Bianca as champion, there's still more people that can come in and challenge her for the title. They can do Charlotte, they can do Rhea Ripley. So as much as I'd like to see Bayley get the title, I think Bianca's going to retain. So Walter, I'll throw it right over to you now.
Damn it, Aaron. What you just said is I was thinking the same thing, and then Monday screwed it all up. The way they booked the ending of Monday was just like, well, now you're not too sure, because I thought automatically it would be Bayley because her group has the tag teams. You make her the Raw Women's Champion, and you let them loose on Raw and you let them dominate. But now it ain't so obvious because of the way Raw ended, and usually we know on the go home, whoever looks weaker usually ends up winning the premium live event match. But I'll stick to my guns. Like, I kind of want to say Bianca just because of that, but I'm gonna go with my original pick and just stick with my gut and say Bayley wins.
All right, TJS.
Well, if Bayley loses, Aaron, where does she go from here?
Well, it's a ladder match, so she's not pinned or submitted.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like a ladder match favors Bayley since she has the backup in damage control. I feel like it favors Bayley. But what if this is where Sasha and Naomi return to help Bianca retain? That could happen.
Good thinking there, TJS.
Yeah, because Asuka and
Asuka's
Alexa.
in. Yeah,
they tease the idea that Asuka and Alexa are not going to be able to help out Bianca at the pay-per-view.
Don't rule it out.
And Bianca's already been pinned by Bayley, so it's not like it. Okay, I'm going with Bianca to retain.
Yeah.
All right.
His brain's
Damn, TJS, that's a good point about that Naomi. That didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah, I think that could happen. Where's the show at? Philly?
Philadelphia. Yeah. EC dub territory. Big G, what do you think?
I don't know. Is it me or are these matches harder and harder to predict lately?
I mean, that's a good thing. That it
is.
Not,
Triple H, make sure it's not so one-dimensional, down to maybe 3 or 4 people that aren't,
You guys all made good points. When yesterday night, Damage Control pretty much dominated everything on that show. And Bianca's been champ for a while now, since WrestleMania. I'm gonna go with Bayley. I'm gonna go with Bayley to win here, and then down the line, out maybe at the Rumble or something like that, Bianca wins it back because I don't think Charlotte's coming back anytime soon.
All right, fair enough. All right, Noah.
The thing about this is you guys are talking about a lot of outside influences that aren't even on the company's radar right now because they're either injured or not signed. You brought up Charlotte Flair. You brought up Becky Lynch. You brought up Sasha Banks. You brought up Naomi. Let's try and think about something more internally, okay? So Candice LeRae, she's now been teased to maybe be part of Damage Control or go against them. You saw what happened on Monday night. Jesus, stop with the friggin' distraction finishes, for Pete's sake. And then you think about when she came in, she took on Nikki ASH, if that's still her name, and she had a mental breakdown. I almost wonder if Bayley may be trying to, do some recruiting behind the scenes. And with the idea of War Games coming up at Survivor Series, I definitely see Team Damage Control versus Team Bianca Belair. Now, what it comes down to is who comes in as champion, and does it lead to a future championship match? Considering the next show after War Games, I believe, will be day 1. So looking at this match, the ladder match, again, gimmick. You don't get pinned, you don't get submitted. You climb the ladder. Now, typical WWE booking, based on what we saw on the go home, it says, oh, Bayley stand triumphant. She's going to lose this Saturday. Something in me right now feels like that Bianca Belair really has no other challengers to be known physically capable to challenge her for the title besides Bayley. They're probably going to drag this program out just like they did with Bianca versus Becky. So thinking that this is going to continue and how it could transpire with events that could happen at War Games, I'm going to say that all hell breaks loose, but somehow Bianca climbs the ladder and still holds the gold. And keep in mind, this is the first women's singles ladder match for a championship ever in main roster history. So I'm going to go with Bianca retaining.
All right. Interesting predictions there. And now we move on to the final match, the sixth and maybe the closing match. We'll have to see. It could be the match of the night, though. That's for sure. We saw it in NXT. We're going to see it again for the first time on the main roster. Fight Pit. Matt Riddle taking on Seth Freakin Rollins with Daniel Cormier as the special guest referee, DC. How do you pronounce the name, Walter?
Cormier.
Right?
Cormier.
Cormier. Okay.
Yeah.
DC, however you want to refer to him as. He's the special guest referee. And this is interesting because there's been talk maybe he'll be getting in the ring at some point. Maybe him versus Brock Lesnar in a WWE ring. But I think in this particular match, he's going to play it down the middle. We're not going to get any kind of swerve or anything like that. So on Raw, Seth Rollins attacked Bobby Lashley. And Lashley cut a promo afterwards and said he's going to put the title on the line against Seth Rollins on Raw next week. So I'm glad that they did that promo because my thought process was, okay, so Seth Rollins might lose to Riddle and then he's going to get a title opportunity. But the fact that they already announced the title match, now I feel confident in saying Seth Rollins can lose and challenge for the title because the title match has already been made. But what do you guys think? Do you think maybe Seth Rollins pulls off the victory? Do you think there's going to be DC turning heel, aligning with Rollins? Big G, we'll start with you on this one.
This should be one hell of a fight, literally. I wonder if Rollins is going to come out in like UFC gear or something.
I was wondering that too. That would be cool.
You know, something to, because you don't really want to wear. I mean, Ciampa did bat down in NXT, and so did Timothy Thatcher. They wore like wrestling gear and stuff like that.
He is a master troller, so it might be just for him to troll.
He could wear super ugly UFC shorts.
During this whole feud, Seth Rollins has pretty much had the upper hand against Matt Riddle.
Yep.
I'm gonna go and like Aaron just mentioned. You know, we know that Rollins is gonna face Lashley on Raw the next night. So I feel like Riddle's going to get the win here, and then Rollins probably will beat Bobby Lashley on Monday night. So my official pick is Matt Riddle for the Fight Pit.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too, Big G. I'm going to agree with you. I think Matt Riddle will pick up the win. Seth Rollins beat him last time, and
Rollins killed him on the mic again last night.
Yeah, Rollins can take the L. Rollins can take the L here. Maybe DC does something that ends up costing Rollins the match. You know, maybe Rollins can blame DC for cheating, favoring Riddle.
You can only win by knockout or submission, so you.
Yeah, well, maybe things get physical between the two of them. Who knows?
Yeah, true.
But anyways, yeah, I think Riddle wins this one. Noah, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, unfortunately, with the fact that they literally are just like, hey, Seth Rollins gets United States Championship match against Bobby Lashley on Monday night. Why are you in this program in the first place? You didn't. Never mind. That being said, yeah, Matt Riddle's going to win this. It's his background, it's his environment. He was previously involved in the very first ever NXT Fight Pit where he lost Timothy Thatcher. He's going to get his win back in this atmosphere based on his strength. Seth Rollins, to my knowledge, has no MMA background. And if Seth Rollins isn't careful, he'll lose a couple of teeth just like Timothy Thatcher did. The biggest thing here, okay, you have an actual UFC person as the referee versus Kurt Angle or some generic official. Whether or not you get a Tyson spot and Daniel Cormier knocks out Seth Rollins during or after this, who's to say? But yeah, I got Matt Riddle winning just to close the program, and both men will be doing different stuff. It wouldn't surprise me if, like you said, they do Rollins versus Riddle for the United States Championship, because at this point, Bobby Lashley, he's been a fine champion, but they really haven't done anything with his program lately. So I got Matt Riddle finally closing the book on Seth freaking Rollins for now.
All right, TJS, what are your thoughts?
It's kind of strange to me that they put Cormier as the referee. I wasn't expecting this.
No one was.
Yeah, so I kind of think that the show is going to end or maybe start with Cormier raising Riddle's hand. So I'm going with Riddle, Matt Riddle to win. I think he's going to win because I can't see Matt Riddle tapping out to Seth. I could see Riddle knocking out Rollins though with like a knee or something. Yeah. I think Riddle's win. I think this is a safe pick here to pick
Riddle
Matt
hit
Riddle.
him with the knee, and Rollins just like gushes blood.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, it's
And-
funny. Riddle got his first name back, and we all still keep wanting to say Riddle.
I know,
Forget
yeah.
to say
And
his
that-
first
oh,
name.
got-
Yeah.
Short-term notation is the problem, but yes, Matt Riddle beat
And-
Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah, and I think so I asked earlier, Aaron, where you thought Bayley was going to go after she loses. Well, I think the direction's clear for Rollins. I think he's going to beat Lashley. So he's already got
Yeah.
the title match. He has nothing to lose here. So yeah, I think
Because
Matthew.
Riddle keeps on bringing up, when was it last time Rollins won a championship?
Yeah,
So it's
Right.
like,
yeah, and like you guys said, Rollins killed Riddle on the mic Monday. It was, yeah. So I think Riddle's winning.
Rollins
All right.
is the promo. Matt Riddle's the fighter.
All right, White Rabbit, your thoughts?
I think DC's there as an enforcer. I don't think he's gonna have any kind of shenanigans or interference. We got to remember, one of the main reasons he's still under UFC contract as a commentator. He's obligated to UFC obligations, so I don't think they'll do anything. And then because they can't have a follow up with him, because they can't guarantee he'll be available for any kind of follow ups, because they got to clear it with Dana White. So I think that's one of the main reasons. And I agree with what you said yesterday. I kind of wish they used Shamrock. It would have fit perfectly, and just as a throwback, it just would have fit perfectly from Lion's Den to Fight Pit, and like him being involved. And we all saw he was a referee before for Austin and Brett, so we know how he can enforce.
Right.
But I think this match is tailor made for Matt Riddle. Like, we all know his background. We know he came from the UFC. We know he's in MMA. So this is like build for him. Like, some people just have matches associated with him. Like Undertaker had a casket match. Kane has the Inferno. Like, I think this is Matt Riddle's match, and I just don't see him losing it. And as we all said, we all know what Seth's gonna move on to, and I definitely think he's winning the U.S. title the next day, or on Monday. So I'm gonna go with Matt Riddle.
All right, TJS.
I just wanted to say that if Matt Riddle's specialty match is Fight Pit, Seth Rollins needs to be eye for an eye. I think that the next match between these two should be eye for an eye.
Ooh.
That's all.
Well, don't give them ideas. They may just take you up on it.
I think Triple H may have a lot of man in him. I don't think even he would revisit that idea.
How about a Mimosa Mayhem match?
Nah, that's a AEW thing. Plus, either of these characters are freshly squeezed, TJS. Get those lines.
All right, so we got through it pretty quickly here. 6 matches and one last bonus point. Does Bray Wyatt appear in front of the fans? He might be revealed on Saturday, but the bonus point is, does he actually appear in front of the fans, meaning he's either in the ring or in the stands or on the stage, but he is out there in the arena where the fans sitting there can see him? Yes or no? TJS.
I think he has to. I don't think this fan or this crowd wants to see the reveal and then say, well, where is he?
Right.
I think he has to show up. So I say yes. I think he shows up. I think he is in front of the fans.
White Rabbit.
Obviously, I would look forward to it, but I'm gonna say no. I think there'll be some kind of tease or QR code or reference to him. But
Damn
in
it,
person, no. I don't
No
think
more
he'll
of
be
that.
in person. It's too soon. Like they're
No.
milking this thing. It's
Yes,
like
they are.
if AEW milked MJF, they milking this.
But how much? Where are you going to do this, man? Like, how much longer can this go
I have
on?
no idea.
Survivor
It might
Series?
just be a shock. It could be Royal Rumble right in time for WrestleMania to
No.
get Wyatt involved in WrestleMania. We just
This
don't
cannot.
know.
This cannot go in any longer past
I
Extreme Rules.
said no. I say no. Not there'll be
Ugh.
some kind of tease, but not in person.
I mean,
That
all this
would
for
be
a
long-term
bonus point.
storytelling.
Think about how much we're all enjoying it. They're gonna like this is one of the best things WWE has done in years. Like look how it's got everybody up in arms about it. Like
Look, I'm enjoying it, but eventually you have to say, okay, come on, let's get on with it. I know we're not patient. This has only been going on for like 2 weeks, but I'm still like, come on, get on with it.
All right,
maybe because
Big
it's
G.
too obvious they won't do it. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a shot, a surprise.
All this over a bonus point. Good job, WWE. You're getting everybody talking about Bray Wyatt. I'm gonna go with
they're
no.
actually doing stuff in publicity.
I'm gonna go with no. I mean, they'll probably like have another. I don't want to say QR code. Maybe they'll move away from that and start doing like actual vignettes, but not in person. No.
All right, and Noah.
No.
I'm gonna agree with you, Noah. I'm gonna say no.
I have a theory. I have a theory what they can do. You know how during like the house shows and like during commercials they do the red lights and play White Rabbit. Do that during the show.
Yeah, I agree. Although people will boo. People will boo if they do that and he doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
Now this leads me to what I was going to say. I think they are going to do that. They're going to do the lights. The lights are going to go out. They're going to play the music. Then the lights are going to go out again, and then they come back on and Bray's standing in the ring.
It would be cool if they do it like early in the PLE and he doesn't show, and then people are booing, and then they do it again, and then he shows up the second time. Like that.
I don't know.
Right?
I
have that like throughout the show.
They
Yeah,
might
yeah.
hijack it. They might hijack it if they show it early and then he doesn't.
If they
show up.
choose
It is
to do
Philly.
it will be at the very end, and it will either involve Seth Rollins or Karrion Kross. That's the only way I could see it happening. But all signs right now tell me no, not during this PLE.
I'm with Virtue. I think it'll become clearer when we know the release date of his movie, because maybe it'll coincide with when they actually reveal it. I think like there's got to be some kind of release date. I'm with Virtue. Virtue said it might be a double promotion to get people interested in this movie at the same time. And that's a hell of a marketing idea. So maybe they'll wait till it becomes more clear when his movie's being released.
This can't go on much longer, I don't think, guys. I
I, mean,
think
I agree. I think they got to pull the trigger on it pretty soon, but I think they're going to wait a little bit longer. And Saturday, we're just going to get another QR code or something like that.
so. You don't think it's the identity will be revealed Saturday either, Aaron?
It might, but I don't think they're going to have him appear in front of the fans just
And that's
yet.
what this is about. And
but
I
if
don't
it's-
think so either.
If it's not revealed Saturday, when do you reveal it? Crown Jewel in another month? You're doing 2 of these a week. Two
Yeah.
different.
I don't think you do that in Saudi. It's just maybe I don't know, because Saudi's like a mini WrestleMania. They treat Saudi with some or Country Redacted. Sorry, they treat it like almost like its own WrestleMania. So you never know. Like
Look,
big things happens during Saudi. We see big veterans come out of retirement. We see some crazy things. So we never know.
All I'm saying is that this is starting to feel like the Veer thing to me, because eventually you have to. It's like, okay, yeah, we already know basically who this is, so come on, just out with it.
Yeah, Mo Cameron wants to wait until the Rumble. You disagree,
No.
Jess?
God, no, please.
I mean, that would be cool though. Think about
it.
it.
It's Halloween season. It is spooky season. So,
But think about it. Like
It'd
3,
be
2,
something
1,
for the end of the month,
and
maybe.
think about the
No.
buzzer going off, a Q code coming up all of a sudden, the lights go off. If you do that, he's got to be number 30 just so you can milk it a little so that
No.
it doesn't use up the 2 minutes for the next entrance. And then he comes out as number 30. That'll be awesome.
Okay, now I feel like this is going towards the SmackDown hacker storyline. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Of course.
I think Extreme Rules is the time to do this.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you to the panel for being on this. We'll be back next month for another fun event as we predict the Crown Jewel Premium Live event in
Country Redacted.
But I digress.
We'll go ahead and do our plugs now. TJS, we'll start off with you.
NoDQ.com/TJS takes you to my Facebook page. I don't remember my Twitter, but that's okay. I don't get on often. Usually Facebook. Glad to be back, guys. I enjoyed talking about the show, and I think this is going to be a barn burner this Saturday. And I'm also very glad this is on Saturday. It's a Saturday, not a Sunday show. So
I hear that.
Thumbs up, guys. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, and I agree with you about the day. Now, speaking of burning, let's throw it over to Walter Cruz with his plugs.
That was an awesome one. My Instagram is at Cowfire Farms. You can see the spelling in the material. That was a good one, Aaron. I'm also on Twitter at Walter Alex Cruz. So Noah's the simple man. I'm the simple follow. I just have those two.
All right, now we'll throw it over to Big Baller G.
Yeah, you can follow me at NoDQ.com/BigBallerG. That'll take you to my Twitter page at BigBallerG1988 if you have TikTok. And yes, 2 weeks from this Saturday, Baltimore Celeb Fest 5, Parker Kane Promotions is bringing everybody in. There you see Christina Marie, Bobby Fish, Busted Open, Alicia Tu, Luigi Primo. There's going to be so many other vendors out there with other wrestlers, so it'll be a fun time as always. And that's it for me.
All right, thank you, Big G. And Noah, who makes the best of pizza?
Hey, it's Luigi, and I'm not Mario's brother. But if you're in Toledo, it's Marco's. That's my family tradition. Or Gino's.
Yeah, it is. Marco's Pizza is really good.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, here we go with the pizza talk again.
Hey, why not? What's the matter, you? You got a problem with that? Anyway, folks, you want to know more about me? Know this. I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh,
professional
right.
wrestling.
Triple H actually cares about it. Professional wrestling! Damn it! But I digress. Buy the share on the Jeff Beecham Network Pro Wrestling Tea Store. But find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Foster2016 for all things wrestling. Shout out, of course, to my entire AEW family on Twitter. I'll be back at the Daily Slam this week, bringing you all elite coverage on AEW Rampage, the Diamond Anniversary, and Battle of the Belts, as well as Bound for Glory. Jeff Beecham will bring you coverage of both Extreme Rules and Bound for Glory. And we'll also have another open mic night. I'll also be back on Combat Wrestling Trivia, facing my friend from church, Paul Mead. Every day I'm doing something this week in wrestling. There's no rest for me. And, of course, the NoDQ Galaxy and me and Jared, 1,000 Names, will be back to give you a similar predicting panel for the NoDQ Galaxy in both the Impact and WWE Leagues 2. And the Extreme Rules forum, it will be live on my Twitter shortly after this video is over, too. But as always, let it conclude, there are no winners, no losers, no betters. They're just fans with opinions for this passion that we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another and respect each other. And just enjoy life and enjoy professional wrestling. It's as simple as that.
Thank you very much for that, Noah. Everybody, remember to feed your head. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy Extreme Rules. Enjoy the possible surprise return, or maybe not so surprise return. That will be Saturday night. Beautiful day to have a premium live event. We have Sunday where we can just rest up, not have to worry about doing our UPS shift, none of that stuff.
UPS.
That's what Mo Camera said. He said you look like a UPS driver.
The UPS. No,
Where
no.
was this one? Where was this when we were little? The Saturday pay-per-view. Like, I always wish that just so you could stay up late and watch it, didn't have school the next day.
Well, you had Saturday night's main event at that time usually, but that is a thing of the past.
And just like UPS, I'm sure WWE will deliver this Saturday. So make sure you check it out. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for your live results coverage. Take care, everybody, and we will see you next time.
What can Aaron do for you? What can Brown do for you?
I don't know. You tell me.